Welcome to Lesson 14 Translation Exercises. We're going to walk through several sentences that you had to translate from Lesson 14. Whenever you see a sentence, you should read it to yourself, either in your head or out loud, and listen to it and think about what's happening in the sentence and what you immediately start to understand and piece together. Romani Dei in sacris cassis habitant. As I read through it, I will naturally start to understand that there are separations and breaks in the sentence that cut apart little chunks that go together. So let's draw lines and separate out the different pieces of our sentence. Seems like Romani Dei goes together, and in sacris cassis goes together. Alright, now that I've got three parts to my sentence, let's find the verb. Habitant. Habito, habitare, to live. I see that it ends with the letters NT, so I consult my chart. OST musticent, NT, third person plural. And it's present and it is indicative, it's a statement. I translate it as live or they live. Okay? Maybe we can find a they in the sentence. I see that Romani Dei ends with the letter I. These are new words I don't know, but they're given to us down below. Let's look. Deus is the word God. That's a noun. Romanus is an adjective. Roman. It's not a noun. It's an adjective describing something else. It's describing the word Dei. So it's not just any God, it's a Roman God. Alright, well, let's look at our chart. Where do we see I? I see I in the genitive singular and in the nominative plural. Well, that's a problem. Which one is it? Well, I know that my verb, nt, means they live. Maybe the they is the dei. Let's understand this right now. We can correct it if necessary later. Let's understand it as a nominative plural. So, the Roman gods, or Roman gods. The is always optional. Okay. In sacris cassis, I see in. In is a preposition. In can be followed by the accusative or it can be followed by the ablative. Let's figure out which it is. I see that sacris cassis ends with is. Sacer, sacra, sacrum is a new adjective, and casa is a noun meaning house. So sacris is describing cassis, and I look at my chart and I see that is is both dative plural and ablative plural. Well, I can immediately rule one of those out. In can only be followed by the accusative or the ablative. That means that sacris cassis can't be dative. Instead, it's ablative. In ablative plural. In sacred or holy houses. Let's put it all together. Roman gods live in sacred houses. Good. Let's move on to number 2. Read it to yourself. Hae sacrae cassae magnae et altae sunt. Where can I draw lines? Seems like sunt is pretty much the only place. Okay, where's your verb? Hey, sunt. What type of verb is it? It's a linking verb. It ends with nt. Let's think about our chart. OST musticent, ent. It's third plural, it's present, and it's indicative. It's just a statement. And it means are, or they are. Remember that with linking verbs, you don't have accusatives. You only have nominatives. Let's look at the rest of the sentence. Ooh, et, that's a conjunction. Right away I can label, hey, conjunction, and. Something is and something else. I'm going to assume that it's probably joining the words on either side of it. Magnae et altae. We can confirm or deny that later. Now I see hae, sacrae, cassae, magnae, altae. All of these end with ae. Hae, I see down below, means these. Oh, it's describing the noun. Cassae, houses. Sacer, again, it's an adjective describing houses. Magnae, that's another adjective. Altae, describing cassae as well. All of these are adjectives describing the houses. Let's consult our chart. AE could be genitive, could be dative, could be nominative plural. Well, right away, we can rule out the dative. It can't be dative because you don't have a keyword like give, show, or tell. So it's either genitive singular or nominative plural. Which one? Well, again, your verb is plural. You probably need a nominative plural. Let's understand this as a nominative plural. Yeah. Little shake on the arrow. We'll do that again. Yep, AE. Let's understand these as nominative plural. These sacred houses are large and tall, or big, or great. Let's move on. Vocamus has sacras casas templa. Draw some lines. Okay. Well, templa is given to us down below. It's accusative plural. It's a form you don't know yet. It means the temples. Hey, your verb is vocamus. Let's think about this. Mus. OST musticent. We call. It's first person plural, present indicative. Okay. Has sacras casas. Consult your chart. AS, the only thing it can be is accusative plural. It's your direct object. It's what you're verbing. These sacred houses. Has is describing casas. Sacras is describing casas. Let's translate it. We call these sacred houses temples. Read it to yourself. In templis viri et feminae deos adorant. Draw your lines. Okay. Your verb is adorant. Look down below. Adoro, adorare, to worship. It ends with nt. Third person plural. Worship, or they worship. Okay, let's keep going. I see another in. In can be in accusative, or it could be in ablative. Templis. You should know the answer already, but let's prove it. Look at your chart. Where do you see is? Dative, ablative plural. It can't be dative. In cannot go with a dative. It has to be accusative or ablative. Is, ablative, plural. We'll translate it as in the temples. You could say in temples. I like the here. Your choice. All right, let's keep going. Et is a conjunction. Again, easy. Viri feminae. I and AE have multiple possibilities. AE could be genitive or dative or nominative, and the I could be genitive or nominative. Well, right away, we can rule out the AE as dative. It can't be dative because you don't have a key word like give, show, or tell. But is this genitive or nominative? We don't know. Well, let's use the rest of the sentence to figure this out. Deos. Where do you see os? Accusative plural. The gods. They're what we're verbing. Okay, let's go back to viri and feminae. My verb is plural. It's third person. I need a they, usually. Let's assume that viri and feminae here are nominative plural. Men and women. Femina is down below. New word, woman. And the et is joining them. Men and women. Okay? Let's put it together. Men and women worship the gods in the temples. You could move in the temples around. Prepositional phrases like in ablatives can move around in the sentence. You could have translated it differently. You could have said, for instance, in the temples, men and women worship the gods. The effect is still the same. Read the sentence to yourself. Start to think about where you can separate things out. Deis donadant, cibum, pecuniam, aurum, et argentum. Where can you draw lines? Okay. It sure seems to me, based on the colon after dant, and then all the commas and the et, that there's a list here. We'll figure out as we move ahead. Let's find your verb. Dant. O estimosticent. Consult your chart. Third plural, present indicative. Give, or they give. Alright? Dona and deis. We're going to deal with everything to the left of the verb and to the left of the colon right now. We'll deal with the stuff on the right later. Well, dona is accusative plural. How do I know that? Because it says so in the note down below. Gifts. Now we're left with deis. Is. Let's think. Where do you see is? Dative plural? Ablative plural? Which one is it? Here we have a key word. You have the word give. You should expect that with verbs that mean give, show, or tell, that you will probably have a dative. Let's try deis as dative plural. To the gods. Okay? Now we've got a colon, and then cibum, pecunium, aurum, argentum. Man, those sure look a lot alike. Let's think. Cibum, aurum, argentum is accusative singular, and pecunium, that's also accusative singular. These are all accusative singular. It is a list. And et is joining aurum and argentum, but it's also joining it with pecunium and cibum. That's what the commas are accomplishing. Okay. In order to translate this, we're going to go back to the start. But look, you don't have a nominative. Anytime you don't have a nominative, use your verb. Dant is our verb, so they give. They give gifts to the gods. Food, money, gold, and silver. Sic Dei viris et feminis vitam longum et fortunam bonam dant. Where can you separate the sentence? Okay. Well, my ets jump out to me right away. Now where else can I label things? Well, seek jumps out to me. Seek is an adverb, so, thus, or yes. Probably not going to mean yes here. We'll figure it out. Now find your verb. Dant, hey, we've seen that verb. I'm going to have to move the chart on the screen here because we ran out of room in the top right. It's going to go down to the left now. NT, third plural. Present indicative. They give. Okay. Let's see if we have a they in the sentence anywhere. Dei. Well, that could be genitive. It could be nominative. Based on how I've read the sentence so far, based on my verb being plural in third person and meaning they, and dei potentially being nominative plural, I'm going to understand this as a nominative plural. The gods. Okay, let's keep going. Viris, feminis. Those both end with is, and they have an et in the middle of them. I see is in the dative plural and in the ablative plural. Okay, it's not ablative. Why? Dant, give. Give to a dative. It unlocks the dative. Dative plural for both viris and feminis. To men, to women. And the et is joining them. So to men and to women. Let's keep going. Vitam, longum, fortunam, bonam. Once again, it looks like there's an et joining these things together. That's exactly what's happening. Longum is an adjective describing vitam, and bonam is an adjective describing fortunam. So our nouns are life and fortune, and I see am in the accusative, singular. They're both accusative singular. Long life and good fortune. All right, let's put it together. Start with seek. So or thus. Thus the gods give long life and good fortune to men and women. You give an accusative to a dative. All of these sentences make a little story. Let's put them together. Roman gods live in sacred houses. These sacred houses are large and tall. We call these sacred houses temples. Men and women worship the gods in the temples. They give gifts to the gods, food, money, gold, and silver. Thus the gods give long life and good fortune to men and women.